and welcome to another edition of ProtoMet's First Impressions, where I give my thoughts on the first episode of any new tokusatsu show. And today I'm talking about the first episode of Sentika F8ABA6 Jisariz. I had to write that down, especially because of the string of numbers and letters in the middle of that. But this is a YouTube tokusatsu series that heavily involves Masahiro Inoue, who had previously been the star of Kamen Rider Decade, as well as a major role, having a major role in Garo Goldstorm Show and Jinga Kami no Kiba, or is it Kami no Kiba Jinga? I can't remember the exact word of that. But somebody who has been involved in tokusatsu before. And that's really all I knew about this series going into it, outside of the fact that it was part of some Project No Tokusatsu, or Pink No Tokusatsu project, some mystery project he was working on. Apparently at least part of this series got released theatrically. I don't know the full details of that either. Still a lot of mysteries, but let's get into the actual bulk of the episode, which has Inoue's character sitting atop a building with a notice of disciplinary dismissal. So this character has clearly been kicked out of something for perhaps having an attitude or something. He then proceeds to tear up the dismissal notice, and then I guess warps to the digital world or something. He goes through some sort of weird, funky tunnel, and there's some, like, upside-down city or something. It all looks beautifully rendered with CGI and looks a lot more realistic than the current season of Super Sentai. I'm not going to lie. It is hot out. Or at the very least, I'm so excited that I am warmed up. But then we are introduced to a girl who is running through the forest for some reason. She's actually not entirely sure why she's running through the forest, because when she regained consciousness, she was already running through the forest. She encounters Inoue's character, who basically predicts how she's going to act, even down to guessing what her thoughts of the situation are, the questions she has in her mind. And she ends up running away again. He catches up to her again, offers her a glass of water because he suspects she might be thirsty, and then she refuses it and ends up running off again, finding some little hut where, once again, Inoue is there, who basically lays down the situation. In order for her to get back home, which she seems to have some fuzzy memories of, she either has to kill him or be killed by him. That's really the only scenario, and she ends up running off into the night because now it's night time, and she runs to the edge of a cliff. And Inoue gives her a knife, basically telling her how to kill him. And when she doesn't do anything, he ends up pushing her off the cliff, killing her. And this is supposed to be one of the main characters of this series, I suppose. Also, throughout this episode, we get glimpses of some guy with a candlestick, played by the actor who played Kamen Rider Knight and Kamen Rider Ryuki, and I can't remember the character's name in Keitai Sosakan 7. He played the more senior detective in that one. But I can't remember his name in that. I can't remember the name of the actor either. And so, yeah, so the lead girl is dead until she's not. She then suddenly wakes up, still having the knee injury she had before she died, but otherwise still very much alive and intact. It then gives us what I can only assume is either the end or opening credit sequence for the show proper. And now we're finally get to see the tokusatsu costumes for the heroes? Question mark? It's a bit uncertain if these characters are supposed to be heroes or villains. and it's really uncertain what's going on in this scenario, in this series. It certainly raises a lot of questions that I'm hoping the series answers in due time, but until those questions get answered, I'm going to keep watching. Yeah, this was a pretty short one. The first episode is only around 13 episodes, so not terribly long, but definitely leaves me intrigued to figure out just what's going on with this movie, TV show, YouTube tokusatsu series, whatever you want to call it. I guess it was a movie because it got released theatrically, but anyway, a lot of questions. I'd recommend checking it out. I'm certainly interested to find out what happens. So, yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. I guess if this episode had more development of the characters, I'd talk about that. But it's definitely more setting up the mystery of what's going on rather than actually answering any questions. So, that's fair. So, until next time, I'm ProtoMet's. See ya.